Hi, this AI webinar, we're focusing on influencer marketing and how AI has changed that space and continues to. And I'm also going to provide you with three key actionable takeaways that you can use if you are already working with influencers or you're considering doing that. And some of the steps that I'm going to show you in this webinar, you can actually use in other aspects of marketing as well. Let us begin this adventure. I always like to begin with a quote, and this one is from Ted Murphy, he's the CEO of the Isaiah, and he just said AI is changing the way that brands and influencers collaborate in finding each other, in building relationships, and in the generation of content. And AI, which we'll see in a second, is also even changing influencers themselves. And there are some brands who are creating their own influencers using AI, which is another interesting thing. We're not going to do that in this webinar, but I will show you some really great ways that you can apply AI in your influencer marketing activities. AI will not solve all problems in terms of influencer marketing, but it definitely will assist you in having a more positive experience and just understanding more. Embracing AI could actually help you to identify the right influencer, build relationships with them as well, and then also accurately measure the success of your influencer marketing campaign. In this session, as I mentioned, three techniques for AI powered influencer marketing. But first, I wanted to share a little video with you because if I'm talking about influencer marketing in the realm of AI, we do have to talk about the fact that there are now virtual AI influencers. So this is just a very short video just to explain where this is at the moment and where this actually may head.
How many people here are familiar with AI virtual influencers? Usually right now, they're very attractive women on Instagram that if you look carefully, you're like, oh shit, that's not a real person. In the next 2 to 3, 4 years, it's just gonna be everybody, and you will not be able to tell the difference if the person in the video is an AI influencer or a real person. And of course, they will do bikinis and all that stuff and OnlyFans, but they will do everything. They will sell sneakers, they will sell wine, they will sell books, and they will sell real estate, and they will sell mortgages, and they will sell everything.
Yeah, and I just wanted to share that because it's already happening. There are already, particularly on Instagram, AI influencers or virtual influencers that brands are going to actually sell their products, and they have a massive following. They're actually making money, which is quite interesting. And brands, as I said, are starting to create their own because it gives them much more control over how their products are promoted via influencer marketing, because sometimes, not always, but some brands have, and I know business owners that I've worked with have had some not so great experiences with some influencers who they sign a contract and say they're going to do something and they don't do it, or they send them free products and ask for particular posts and it never happens, and that sort of thing. So AI virtual influencers, yeah, they're going to become even more prevalent, I predict, than what they are now. And I think it's quite scary that we won't be able to tell the difference, but luckily we're not there yet. Just some stats as well around just where we're at in terms of using AI for influencer marketing campaigns. So there was a study done by Influencer Marketing Hub with 3,000 marketers, and 64% of those are planning to use AI or machine learning in their influencer marketing campaigns just to help them find more relevant influencers to match their brand, because that's the most important thing, because of the goal of using an influencer for your business is to find the right audience, because what you're trying to do is actually have an influencer with an audience that you're trying to connect with endorse your products in front of that audience. That's the whole point of it. So it can be difficult trying to find the most relevant and the right fit in terms of influencer to promote your brand and products, but I can actually help you by really doing that data analysis on a large scale to find them. The other stat I've got here is that 63% of that same sample of 3,000 marketers plan to use AI as well in their campaigns. So this is more about identification of which influencers that were going to be a good fit, but this is more around analyzing the success through machine learning. But enough of the stats. let's move on to some actual practical, actionable takeaways. First of all, what I think is really interesting is working out where AI could actually help you in the influencer marketing campaign process. And now there's been an amazing tool that's been released in the last couple of weeks by a company called smarterx.ai. Now, this company is owned by Paul Raitzer, who is the CEO of the AI Marketing Institute. And he's coming out the last few weeks with these amazing GPTs. So these are tools within ChatGPT that performs specific functions. And so he's done one on job roles and how AI can help in job roles. But this particular one is about campaigns, and it will plot out all the different steps in the process of a campaign and how AI can actually help. Why would you actually do this? Because it stops you guessing and randomly going, oh, I'll try this, I'll try that. It helps you to boost efficiency. So there might be things in the planning or the implementation of the campaign that you actually really need help with, and AI could actually do that for you or do part of that. And it can also improve accuracy in terms of the campaign. What we're going to do is we're going to go to this GPT called Campaigns GPT, and we're going to type in influencer marketing campaign into the message field and just see the output of all the different steps that AI can actually help. And then we'll pick one of those and ask for further information, and it will actually plot out everything that you need to know about that. So let's go. This is it. So if you click on the link that we provide, which is here, you'll get to this interface here. In here, you can write the type of campaign. Now, I'm using it for influencer marketing. You could use it for any campaign. It could be a Facebook ad campaign. It could even be promotion of an event. It could be a product launch. It could be anything, but I'm going to use it because the theme of this webinar is about influencer marketing. So let's put influencer marketing campaign. And so what it's going to do is provide a table with all the different steps and the ways that AI can actually assist. So here we go. It's just doing that now and spitting that out. So it'll go through all the steps. You can see down here, there's the task. So the task relating to each aspect of the campaign. Then we've got this exposure level. So there's a key at the end of this table that explains what that is. And then the estimated time saved compared to if you actually did it in a traditional or manual way. So if we scroll down now, this exposure level means how much direct exposure you will have. So E1 means that the human's involved. So it goes from direct exposure where the human is involved to E10 where you've got a humanoid robot doing it. Now, we haven't got there yet, so don't worry, there is nothing here that's E10, but you can see here E2 to slash E5 exposure given audio capability. So this is if you wanted to use that. But let's go back to something quite simple. You can see here influencer identification. So what I think we should do is let's pick this one and it gives an explanation here. Large language models, so LLM. So this is what, say, a tool like ChatGPT is running off, can quickly identify relevant influencers based on niche engagement, etc. Let's look at this one though, contract negotiation with influencers. Let's just copy this one. We'll look at the contract side of things just to get an example of what it can actually do. Provide more information about this task and then give it the task as it's written it. And then see what it comes back with. And so it can go through what it can actually do to help you, customizing contracts. So let's just say, generate contract template. So we'll say, okay, please generate a contract template for an influencer marketing campaign. Let me just get that spelling correct. Now, you have to check everything. So just know that you always have to check what it's giving you just to make sure that it's correct. But it'll give you the outline. It's always best with things like contracts to seek legal advice. I have to say that as a disclaimer. But you can see here, it's giving you what you need to put in there if you're unfamiliar with this sort of process, like who's involved, what it's about, so what they have to deliver, what you're going to pay, how long it's for, who owns the content, exclusivity, those sorts of things that are really important to have in a contract. Just to give you an outline of a basic contract is super helpful. That's one way that you can use AI to help you in that process. And what I find really helpful is that list of just the different tasks that AI can assist with and how. And as I said, that can be used for any sort of campaign. Let's move now to our next one. So using AI to actually identify social media influencers. And this is talking to brands and business owners. This is where I find many of them find it the most challenging, is how to find a influencer that is suitable. What are we actually doing? We're going to use a tool. There are a lot of platforms that do this that are AI powered, and some are quite expensive, but there are a lot of free ones that you can experiment with, which is what we're going to do. There are also platforms like Tribe, which brings together brands and influencers, but we'll actually just try one of these sort of AI powered tools. And why? Because it's just going to save you so much time, and it ensures precision because it actually analyzes across different social media platforms all the posts, engagement rates, all that sort of stuff. So you don't have to do that stuff manually. It just does it very quickly and easily for you across a range of platforms. Here's a list of different free ones. They are paid, so they do have free aspects to them, but you can only go so far, unfortunately. But the trick is here is to just try a few out and see if you are planning on actually seriously delving into influencer marketing, finding the one that is the most effective for your needs, and then deciding whether or not it's worth actually paying for that. But let's have a look. We're going today to look at Hype Auditor, and we're going to look for well-being influencers because Dharana Digital is focused on helping people in the wellness space predominantly. We'll do a search for well-being influencers. So let's go over to Hype Auditor. And so in there, I've just got a free version of it at the moment. And I think as you can see, they're trying to hit me up all the time to pay, but we'll see what I can get out of there. Let's go into influencer discovery. And in here, we'll type wellness and search anywhere. And so it's already telling me there's a whole heap of results. And so it's not going to show me everything because I have to pay. But you can see here, it's brought up all of these different things. And you can change, say, to audience location. See if it does it. Influencer size. Let's just go nano, which is the smallest. Audience age. Let's say 25, gender, we'll say female, and then it'll do that. So you can really narrow it down to your target audience and to keywords relating to your brand. So that's just another way that you can use AI. And there's all these other clearly locked up things here, but it can help you, this particular tool, with influencer outreach and managing campaigns and also looking at what other brands are doing in that space. So there's all these other different features that you can unlock when you pay. Now, I'm not affiliated with this platform in any way. I thought I'd just try out and test one of the free trial versions that were available. And so I recommend, if you're really looking to do that, to experiment with free versions of tools. And it is worth paying for an AI tool if you're going to use it regularly. Another way to get around it is if they have a monthly payment plan. I do this with a lot of AI tools where I want to experiment or just use it for a particular reason for a short period of time. And I just pay for it for the month and then I unsubscribe after that. So that's another way to get around it as well. Now let's move on to AI powered, this is a long one, AI powered personalized relationship building and customized communication with social media influencers. What am I actually talking about? It's about when you find the influencer that you want to reach out to, it's about making sure that you actually personalize your communication to them. I'm from a public relations background, and the worst thing you can do if you were, say, for example, trying to gain media coverage is to just blast out the same thing to every journalist out there. You've got to really customize your pitch to suit the person that you're trying to connect with. If you were going for a job and you were looking for work and you just sent the same thing to everybody, it just doesn't work and it's quite lazy, but it's labor intensive to personalize everything. But AI can actually really help you with that. This is a technique that will be super helpful. Why do you do it? Because it just helps to build that relationship. It looks like you've made an effort to really understand this particular influencer and how the collaboration will not only benefit you and your brand, but will also benefit them and their followers. So it's got to be a win-win. And through that personalization, it's the way that you can actually sell that to them. So this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to take a screenshot. Look, I'm going to take a screenshot of my Instagram because I just didn't want to use someone who I haven't got their permission in this. So I want to do this ethically. And so take a screenshot. What you can do is if you're about to approach a particular influencer, take a screenshot of their social media profiles and then put it into something like ChatGPT, upload images and photos to that, or Google Gemini. I'm going to use Google Gemini today because we tend to use ChatGPT a lot. So let's use that to do something different. And then we're going to customize the following prompt. This is the prompt. It's long, but you know what? If you're prompting properly to get the best out of your AI, you really need to give it a lot of detail because that's the best way that you'll actually get what you need from it. So this is the prompt. Analyze the attached social media profile or profiles and write an email using whatever tone you think will suit the influencer and your brand to influencers name. A lot of influencers now actually have agents, and so sometimes particularly the bigger influencers with the bigger following, you have to actually go through their agent. You can't actually contact them directly, so find out who their agent is. And often if you just go to their profile, it'll show you where to go if you have any collaboration opportunities, and with the aim of securing a collaboration with my brand, your brand, which sells this for this purpose. And the collaboration would involve the content you want them to create, featuring our product for which they would be paid. And you can suggest that, and then often there'll be negotiation that goes on there per post, and we'll provide them with free products. The collaboration should highlight how the product, whatever it is, aligned with what they do. You've got to show that there is relevance for them and an alignment with their purpose. And please emphasize our brand's focus on whatever the purpose of your product is while aligning with the influencer and how this aligns with their work and audience. So big, it's a big, and you can, of course, you can alter this in any way, but I find the more detailed you are, the better the result. So let's go over now to my Instagram. So I'm just going to take a screenshot of that and then go over to Google Gemini and I'm going to paste that in. Now, here's the prompt I prepared earlier. So it was like what they used to do in those cooking shows, but now we're cooking with AI. So, look, what I've said in mine is that I won't reread the whole thing, but the tone I've asked to use is a friendly, professional, and personable tone to me with the aim of securing a collaboration with. I've made up a brand to go with. I just post sunrise beach photos on my Instagram down at Coolum where I live. And yes, so that I've called the brand iPhone Beach Photography Products. So it just makes sense, which sells beach photography protector. That's the product to protect iPhones from sand and seawater. And I would actually need that. So if anyone's made that product, please approach me. The collaboration would involve 10 TikTok videos and Instagram reels featuring our products. And look, this is kind of freaky. I went to a calculator that can estimate how much particular influencers for their content. And it said for me between $1,000 and $1,500 per post. I'm dreaming. But anyway, let's put it in here for the sake of an example. And we'll also provide them with free products. And so it's just really just tailoring it to that. It's perfect for sunrise beach photography. So anyway, without further ado, let's put this in. And this is the image that I've given it that it's going to analyze here. So let's pop that in. And so now it's doing this. Now you need to edit. The first thing I would do is cut this out, because the best way to use AI is to make it look like you're not using it. And this is the biggest giveaway that you're using it, is this line here. So cut that out straight away. My name is, and I'm reaching out. We're a brand dedicated to, so it's pretty good. It might be a bit over the top, but it's really describing. If you look at my profile, what's actually in the on my profile, and it's really stating the offer there, and then how the connection can be. Remember, as I've always shown you in these webinars, there's a planning part of this, a production side and post production. And so with this, I'm pretty happy with that, but I would just take it out and then edit it a bit more so it was a bit less over the top, and used a few more of the words that I use in there. Not that I would send this to myself, but yeah, so there you go. So that's just another way that you can use it to help customize your messaging when reaching out to influencers. And the next steps, as I said, edit and edit again. It is a first draft generator. That's what it is. So when it gives you the basics and the basic format, and then just make it your own. Remove the cliched AI writing, e.g., I hope this email finds you well. I get a little tick in my eye whenever I read that. And use the AI tool previously to find out contact details of the influencer and their agent to reach out once you've edited it. So you could use like Google or Perplexity is also a good tool to find out contact details, to actually be able to work out where to send that and send it off. If you don't hear back, then follow up with a phone call, and like you would normally do with if you were trying to get in contact with a journalist or anyone like that. So in closing, using Campaigns GPT can really plot out, if you're a bit confused of how to use AI in a particular marketing campaign, it can really lay it out for you and give you ideas of what you can do. And using an AI powered influencer app can really help you to find the right influencer as well. And then using AI to run an analysis on their social platform. So I just used Instagram in this example, but you could add in screenshots from TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, that sort of thing. Even though like it won't analyze the video, but it will give you an sense of the sort of content that's on there, and also their bio information and things like that, to help you to really hone your approach to them in a way that's meaningful. Now, if you need any further help using any of these methods that we've covered, please feel free to reach out to me. This is a QR code to my calendar. You're more than welcome to book in a time for a chat with me, completely free. It's a 30-minute slot, or you can just email me directly. I'm always happy to hear from you. And if your team or you need any AI or social media training, please feel free also to reach out. I have a range of packages and customized options that can help you. And our next webinar is going to be on the 15th of October, because I'm locking myself away for a couple of weeks to work on my AI book, AI for Strategic Communication. And so it's going to be a little bit after the normal sort of month that we do. So 15th of October, and we're going to focus on chatbots and how we can use AI chatbots to enhance customer engagement. So that's really it for me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next month for our focus on AI chatbots.